All right. Hi, guys. Hi, Mukul. Hi, Sunil. How are you all doing? Good evening. I mean, whoever joined with the ID, ha ha ha, I really hope you could change your name or at least let me know what your name is so it's easy to converse with you. And Mukul, you're doing well. I'm glad you're doing well. Hi, Sunil. How are you doing? How's everyone doing? What were you all doing? It's 6:15 in the evening. What's up with all of you? Tell me. No answers? Or are you just busy typing the answer? You're unable to change your name. I think before joining the meeting, you have like an option of changing the name. So if you could try that once, it'll help. Waiting for the class. Yes, Uncle. Please wait for another 10 minutes. Hi, Vaibhav. How are you doing? Hi, guys. So I asked a question, right? What's up with you all? What were you all doing at 6:15? Doing fab. I'm glad. You were sleeping. All right. So you woke up just to attend the classes. I'm happy about that. I'm happy you're dedicated enough regarding your SCT and your dreams. What about the rest of you all? What have you all been up to? Meanwhile, we'll just wait for everyone else to join. Maybe it's because of like the user ID that you're logging in with. I'm not sure, but like what you can do is like Google how to change your name on Zoom meetings. I think that can help you. Meanwhile, at least tell me in the chat box what your name is so I can take your name whenever I'm conversing with you. So Vaibhav, you have a timer saying that your class is already there. All right, that's nice. That's good to know. Nice, nice. We are happy that you're dedicated for your classes. All right, so Mukul, let me know if this is your first masterclass with us. I think you were present yesterday also, but correct me if I'm wrong. Is this your first masterclass with us, Mukul? Okay, you were there yesterday. All right. Meanwhile, Anne has joined. Hey, Anne, how are you doing? And Vaibhav, no, not really. Um, Ashmita, hi. How is everything going? Okay. And Vaibhav, what basis do you say that? You're not supposed to say that about your own self, right? Demeaning oneself is, I think, disrespectful to oneself. Don't do that. Hey, Ashmita, good evening. How are you doing? Not for long, Vaibhav. Not for long. I see Augustine has joined. I hope I'm pronouncing it right. Hey there, how are you? I'm doing well, Ashmita. Thank you for asking. And I'm not sure what you've written, no or okay. Both. Are you not okay or are you okay? Mhm. All right. Meanwhile, Pooja has joined. Hey, Pooja, how are you doing? How's everything on your end? We'll just wait for another few minutes for everyone else to join and then we can start the master classes. Meanwhile, any questions you all have had in the previous week or in the past day that you want to ask, please go ahead. I'm doing well. How are you doing? I am doing well, Anne. Thank you for asking. And I am really glad that you're doing okay. And Pooja, I'm doing well. Thank you for asking. How are you doing, Pooja? And Ashmita, I'm sad that you're not doing okay. And I hope that you get like be okay soon enough. I'm pretty sure you'll be okay, Ashmita. Don't worry about it. Uh, Web is asking, what's your name? Rebel, my name is Umayman Hussain. And to everyone who's just joined, I think Unnati has just joined. Hey, Unnati. All right. So Kanishka has also joined. Hi, Kanishka. So everyone, if this is your first time at our master classes, could you please let me know in the chat box if this is your first master class, if this is the first time you're attending our master classes. Just let me know in the chat box. Thank you for the compliment. Salai has joined. Hey, Salai, how are you doing? Meanwhile, any questions you all are having, please go ahead and ask. The weekend batch from 16th. All right, Unnati, we'll be really, really happy to have you with us. And I'm pretty sure SAT Plus course is going to help you forward. We've seen, okay, so I can speak for myself. Personally, I have seen a lot of improvement in the students who've joined the course. Not for the sake of saying, but like really, it does help with guidance, right? So I'm glad that you're deciding to join us. And most welcome. Okay. All right, so I had just asked the question. Everyone who is joining us for the first time tonight, please let me know in the chat box if this is your first masterclass. Just type in me or yes, this is your first masterclass, whatever works for you all. Just let me know. Okay, Meer has joined. Hi, Meer. How are you doing? A lot of people have joined. To those whose name have not taken, hey there, guys. I hope you all are doing well. We'll be starting our masterclasses in 8 minutes. Okay, since you all don't have a question for me, I have a question for you all. Do you know what super scoring is? I think you all should know what super scoring is since you're applying for SAT. Yes, me. Okay, and me, this means that you're joining us for the first time. So welcome to our masterclass. Hope you have a wonderful session with us. Meanwhile, me, if you're having any questions related to SATs or universities, applications, admissions, whatever it is, please go ahead and ask. I can answer. Also, let me know if you've started preparing for your SAT or which attempt you're planning to give, if that's so. Vaibhav doesn't know what super scoring is. Ashmita knows. All right, Anne knows. Okay, I think Anne and Ashmita know that because you've been there in the previous master classes, so you know what super scoring is. What about the rest of you all? Do you all know what super scoring is in SAT? Okay, Mukul, you don't know. All right. So basically, for everyone who doesn't know what super scoring is, what SAT and College Board have done right now is that they've started. So, for example, if this is your first attempt in the May and you get around 750 in SAT Math and you get around 600 in SAT English and you think 600 is not up to the mark, so you give an attempt again. But this time in your second attempt in Maths, you're getting around 500 and in English, you get around 780. So you do wish that, I just wish that I could submit the Math score of the first attempt and the English score of the second attempt, right? So that's exactly what super scoring is. It is taking the best out of all of your attempts and summing it up and sending it to the college. So you don't have to do the super scoring. The college does the super scoring. All you have to do is submit your SAT report card of whatever score you've gotten, and they'll choose the best out of all the attempts, the best score out of all the attempts. So I think that is what super scoring is, and it significantly helps you all. So I hope you all got it. And Ashmita has written, you've planned to give August. All right, Ashmita, all the very best for your August attempt. Is 1360 enough for Ivy League colleges? No, 1360 is not enough as a score for Ivy League colleges. Ivy Leagues do look at academic scorers for SAT above 1500 plus at the least, because Ivy Leagues are extremely competitive. So, yeah. So you have to give SAT twice. No, Vaibhav, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying if in the first attempt you're getting 750 and 780, sure, go ahead. That's amazing, right? But if somehow you don't get the marks that you want in your first attempt, you can obviously attempt the second one. And whichever is the best out of all the scores that you've got, that is to be submitted to the college. So that's super scoring. Not related to SAT, but which is the best boarding school for girls in India, CBSE? Unnati, I'm so sorry, I can't help you with this one. I am not sure about which boarding school is the best for girls specifically. I think you'll have to search that on your own. I'm so sorry. Khushi Lakshmi, today is math masterclass. In math and that in English. All right, so you've gotten 518 English and 718 math. So if in your second attempt you get, let's say, 715 English, so you can send both of these scorecard reports to your college and they'll do the super scoring. And then you can have it this way, that 715 English and 718 math. So you don't have to worry about that portion. All right. Okay. Meanwhile, above mentioned scones are of what? Kushi, actually, I'm not sure what you're asking. Meanwhile, any other doubts that you all are having, or you must be having a lot of doubts, right? Yes, Vaibhav is right. Extracurriculars are important beside your academics. It can significantly boost your profile and get you into your dream college. So yeah, I think in the previous master classes we've talked a lot about extracurriculars and like what kind of extracurriculars you should look forward to and stuff. So yes, okay. A lot of new students have joined us. So to everyone who's joined us for the first time, welcome and hope you all have an amazing evening with us. If you all have any doubts regarding your SAT, your admissions, you can ask us. Okay. I don't see any other doubts. So you all are pretty much clear with your SATs. All right, that's good to know. Meanwhile, anyone over here who's already attempted an SAT before? Just hours to work. Can I attach that to my profile? Ashmita, I am not sure if working as a barista is going to count for much score, like much edge to or much credit to the university, but you can surely add it into your profile. Look, profile building is about not just about whatever you've done, but also about how relevant it is to the university or the field you're pursuing into. I've been saying that since the very beginning of the master classes. So whatever goes with your profile or whatever is relevant, you can add that. But if there is something extra that you've done, you can surely add that at the end of the profile. And Saksham, good evening instead of good morning. No, don't have any extracurriculars. Are those kind of people rejected by top colleges? Look, first of all, I don't appreciate dismissing people who value academics by calling them nerds. So that's not how it works. And it's equal, right? It's like 50% extracurricular, 50% academics. To some top colleges, it is 70% academics and 30% extracurricular. So again, it depends on the university. If it is top college, yes, extracurriculars are important, but so is academics. You can't dismiss your academics. Nikhil, you're saying name. I'm not sure if you're asking my name or something else. Okay. Any other questions you all are having? And we'll be starting in a minute. So, no questions, no doubt. Ashmita, for Harvard, it's like 60-40 or 50-50, very close. Harvard does pay attention to extracurriculars in a lot. Like, if you say 70% academics, that's not how it works for Harvard. For Harvard, it's like at least 50-50 both. All right. I see a lot of Harvard enthusiasts. My dream college is UPenn. Mukul, you mean Pennsylvania, right? UPenn is an Ivy League and it's one of the best business schools in the world. Also, as a dream college as well, UPenn is an amazing choice. Very competitive one at that. And we will get back to all the questions after the end of the masterclass since it's 6:30 already. So I think, sir, we can move to the introduction slide, please. Yes. So, all right, welcome everyone to Math Masterclass. And today we have Piyush Avasti sir with us. He's a mechanical engineer who has been experienced in the field of education for more than 6 years now. With test preparation experience through GMAT, JRE, and SAT. And through his experience as an expert in study abroad test prep, Piyush sir has supported more than 10,000 students in their pursuit of achieving their dream schools abroad. And at Leap Scholar, he's a senior trainer for SAT Math. And right from building your basics to your major concepts to clearing your doubts to tips and tricks that can save time, he is here to ensure that you crack SAT Math with a perfect score of 800 and an enriched learning experience through highly interactive sessions with regular mock tests and in-depth test analysis. He is here to help you all improve your score with each attempt, each time. And he is here today to give you a glimpse of all of what I've just said about him. So please help me welcome Piyush sir, and hope you all have an amazing evening with us.
Hi all, a very good evening to all. Ashmita, Vaibhav, good evening guys. Good evening to everyone and welcome to Leap Scholar officially. So yeah, many of you know about me. I don't know how to greet you all. I come up daily, meet you all. So feels good to me seeing those names. Good evening, Daisy. Good evening, Mukul. So guys, it really makes me feel good that you guys are coming and attending the classes, yeah, which shows that you really want to learn something great, something which I can add on to, feels good to me. So thank you so much for all those love that you show to us and for coming and attending our classes, hoping that you get something from over here. Okay, so yes, I know you all are eagerly waiting for the session today. Thank you so much, Mukul. And in fact, I was also waiting for you all. I wait for this 6:30 so that I can meet you all and make you learn something. Okay, so let's talk about that, what we are going to cover in today's session. So in today's session, quickly, we are going to talk about the structure of the exam. Okay, I know most of you know about it, but some students do not know about it. Okay, then we'll talk about your awareness about SAT, and then of course we'll talk about the difference between the school approach and the SAT approach. And I will also give you some tips to improve your SAT score. Okay, so let's quickly move on and talk about the structure of the exam. As you all can see on the board, this is how the structure of the exam is. We have two sections, one is English and one is math. In English, you have two subsections. One is a reading section of the English, one is the writing section. In maths, you have two subsections. One is the no calculator section, and the second section of maths is the calculator one. Guys, the duration and the number of questions are already there on the board, so I'm not going to repeat it. You can just look at it, giving you 1 minute of time to just go through it carefully. Because, let me tell you one thing, SAT is more about pacing yourself in the exam than being about solving the questions. Okay. So given much time, you will be able to solve the questions. But given this much time which is there on the board, it is very hard to solve all the questions in the defined time frame. So it's more about pacing yourself in the exam. So you should be needing the right kind of tips and tricks so that you are easily able to solve all the 20 questions here. If you see that you have 15 multiple choice questions and 5 grading questions, that makes a total of 20 questions. And you are given only 25 minutes. So think about it that you have the no calculator section and you have to do 20 questions in 25 minutes. How will you do it? Okay, without using the calculator. The second section, you have 38 questions and you have to do in 55 minutes. And in this section, you can use the calculator. Okay, so it's more about pacing. And for that, we need to know the skills, we need to know the tips and approaches. Okay. Now, moving on, I'm just going to put a few questions on the screen just to test your awareness about SAT. So the first question here is, how many questions are in maths no calculator section? You all have seen the board. You all have seen the structure of the exam. So please answer this question. Yes, Ashmita, there are. I will just let you know. How many questions are in the math no calculator section? We are talking about the no calculator. We are not talking about the calculator. We are talking about the no calculator, and we are talking about the number of questions. 15 multiple choice and 5 grading, that makes a total of 20 questions. So that's the correct answer. Okay, the second question. How many grading questions are in maths calculator section? We are talking about the grading questions. We are not talking about all the questions, only grading questions, and that too in the math calculator section. Yeah, that's it. Good. Okay, moving to the next question on the screen. What is the total duration of the math calculator section? I'm not asking about the total number of questions. I'm asking about the total duration of the maths calculator section. The total number of questions that you get here is, that is 38. But the duration is 55 minutes. Acha, who is the maker of SAT? Very good. College Board is the maker of SAT, right? So these are basic questions that you should know. Okay, can you tell me how many marks are deducted for every wrong answer? Yes, so that's a very important point over here, that there is no negative marking. Guys, there is no negative marking in the exam, which means even if you do not know the answer to the question, don't leave it unanswered. Just guess and move, because there is no negative marking. And if you are fortunate enough, maybe whatever you have made the guess, that comes right. Okay, so don't leave any question unanswered because there is no negative marking. Mark all the questions. Okay, what is the total duration of the SAT test? Yeah, very good. So that's 3 hour and 15 minute. So when you talk about this 15-minute, this is the break part that you get in the test. Okay, you get a break of 15 minute. So total duration is of 3 hour and 15 minute, right? That's great. Good to know. So these are few things that you should know about SAT. Okay. Now it's the question time. And with the help of these questions, guys, we are gonna learn that what is the difference between the school approach and the SAT approach to solve the questions. Okay. So please take out your pencil and paper as we do in all the classes. Everyone is going to solve with me, and the objective is to solve the question within a minute. Okay. So we'll try to answer the question within a minute, within 30 seconds, or within 40 seconds without using the calculator. Okay. So the first question is on the screen, everyone, waiting for your answers within seconds. Okay. So as we always do, first of all, it's your turn, then it's my turn. Okay. And now it's my turn. So let's look for the right way of solving it in the exam. Okay, so question says that if x is greater than 0, so the first thing is x is greater than 0, and the question is asking us the value of x. So definitely x has to be a positive number as per the condition. Okay, because x is greater than 0. So it can't be option A, it can't be option B. So without doing any work or without doing any calculation, we can directly eliminate option A and B, just reading the question carefully. This is a SAT. You have to read it carefully and without doing any calculation, try to eliminate the answer. A and B is gone because x is greater than 0. Now it has to be between C and D. I'm not going to solve the expression because the value of x is already given to us. It has to be either 2 or 8 by 3 because 2 is a easier number to work. So let's take x to be 2. And if x is the value, it has to definitely satisfy the equation. So in order to check whether 2 is the right answer, what we have to do is just put this 2 in place of x into the equation and see that if it works or not. So 3 into 4, that's gonna 12, and 12 minus 4. Oh, is that equal to 16? 12 minus 4? No, which means C is not the correct answer. So you do not really need to solve for D, just mark and move. Getting my point? So this is how you need to do in the exam. Okay, take the help of the answers, take the help of the numbers. Don't solve it as you were doing in your schools. Right, guys? Okay, the next question comes on the screen. Now, try to use what we have just learned in the question and try to give me the answer within seconds. Again, we are given with expression and it said that x is less than 0. And what is x cube? So guys, before doing any kind of calculation, try to eliminate the answer, knowing that x is less than 0 and question is talking about x cube. See, the answer has to be between A and B, right? It has to be between A and B. It can't be C and D. Why? The answer cannot be C and D because if x is less than 0, so definitely x cube, that will also be less than 0, right? And the question is talking about the x cube which means x cube will be less than 0 if x is less than 0. So it can't be C and D. Value of x cube has to be negative. Again, taking the help of the answers here. So what do these answers are representing? Is this the value of x or value of x cube? Guys, can you type in the chat box? The answer is giving us the value of x or x cube. Yeah, right. So it's very important to label the answer choice. Otherwise, what happens is that, once we go in the exam, we feel like this is the value of x. So it's very important to label it. No, this is not the value of x. This is the value of x cube. And I think B is the easier one to go. If x cube is -1, if x cube is -1, so x will also be -1, right? Because -1 cube is -1. And if x is -1, let's put it back into the equation and see if it works or not. X is -1, na? So -1 square is 1, right? So -1 square is 1, and plus 6 in, oh, sorry, my fault. This is -6x. I have written plus 6x, sorry. So -6 into -1 is plus 6, and that's true. So which means B is the right answer. Okay. So this is how you need to do it, right? So B is the correct answer. We really don't need to solve it. Okay, this question here, I'm giving you 1 minute of time, and I'm so sorry. I just need to plug in my charger. I will be back in a minute. Okay, just solve this question. I just plugging my charger in a minute. Okay. The objective is again to give the answer within a minute, and that too without losing any accuracy. Mukul is saying the option 4 is the correct option. Manga is saying, yeah, 4 is the correct option. Okay. Most of the people are going with 4. I'm not sure how you have done it, but let me just tell you my way of doing it. Okay. How I tell my student to do it. So most of you who has already been taking my classes, they already know the approach, but some of you who are new to this, they can just learn it, that whenever you see variables in the questions and variables in the answers, you can always use the approach called plugging in. Like you can solve this question easily by plugging in some number to the variable x. And can you help me giving some number to the x? Okay, Yash is saying I plugged in x as 0. Okay, so let's see what happens if we are going to plug in x as 0, right? So if we plug in x as 0 into the expression given to us, what is the value that we get? If you just plug in x as 0, you get 7/4, right? So which means when you plug in x equal to 0, the target answer is 7/4. Now let's check for all the option choices and see that when we plug in x equal to 0, where do we get the target answer of 7/4? In option A, that will give you what? If you plug in x as 0, that gives you 7/4, which means this matches. Okay, option 2, that will give you 3/4. That does not matches. This will give you 3 plus 7/4, and that is of course not equal to 7/4. And the last one will give you -1 plus 11/4. And guys, -1 plus 11/4, if you're just going to solve it, what will it give you? So that's going to be -4 plus 11/4. So that is nothing but 7/4, right? So don't you think that there are two answers which are matching your target number, right? In this case, there are two answers matching the target number. Now think that if this scenario comes up, like you have plugged in some number, but you are getting two answers, okay? So the first thing that you have to learn over here is that whenever you are using this plugging in approach, which means whenever you are plugging in some number to the variable, okay, you always need to check all the answer choices, because more than one can be correct. If more than one is correct, then what you need to do? That's the point. So if more than one is correct, then you need to simply change your number and try with some other number for x. For example, if we take x equal to 1, what's the value of the expression that we get? If we take x as 1, so 1 plus 3 plus 7, that is nothing but 11, okay? And divide by 1 plus 4, which is 5. So now our target number is 11 over 5 when x is 1. So we need to only check option 1 and option 4, which were correct, because 2 and 3 are already eliminated. So option 1 will give you, when you plug in x as 1, so 3 plus 7, that's 10 over 4. And 10 over 4 is not matching our target number of 11 over 5. So 1 is not correct. So definitely 4 is the correct answer. Okay, got it? So make a note, whenever you are using this plugging in approach, you have to check all the answer choices. Right, guys? This is one more point that is added up over here. So please make a note. If you are using plugging in, you have to check all the answer choices, because more than one may match depending upon what number you are taking. If more than one matches, then you have to just plug in some different number, right? Easy, but the approach remains same. Okay, moving on to the next question. Again, you have to answer the question within a minute. And the question says, what was Joel's age 2 years ago? If 2x years ago, he was y years old. The question itself is framed in a confusing manner. I'm waiting for your answers. I can give you again a hint over here, that people who are not sure about how to make the equation and come up with the answer, who are not sure about the algebraic way, they can again use plugging in method. Because when can we use plugging in? We can use plugging in for all the questions where we have variables in questions and variables in answers. And in this question also, you have a variable x and y in question and in answer. So whenever you have variables in questions and variables in answer, you can use plug-in approach to solve it without making any equation. Some Mangai Singh C, Purvi Singh A, Arthis Singh B. So different answers are coming up. So I request you all to please, try using plugging in so that you all can down to the one answer. It's an easy question, but even these easier questions can go wrong in SAT. And you know that for making one question wrong, you are going to lose 10 marks. One question will make you lose 10 marks. And definitely, you all are so sincere coming to the classes daily. I don't feel like that any one of you want to lose 10 marks for a question. Okay. So, okay, now it's my turn. Let's see it. Let's say I do not know how to find the or how to frame the equation. Okay. So because I have variables, so I'm going to use plugging in. Okay. So the variables are x and y. So can you guys give me a number for x and y, some number for x and y to plug in? Any number. X as 1, x as 1, and y as 2. Okay. So let's see. So now the question says that what was Joel's age 2 years ago if 2x years ago, which means if x is 1, so 2x is 2, right? Which means if 2 years ago, he was how many years old? He was 2 years old. So this is now we know that 2 years ago, Joel's age is, so now we can easily say that if we talk about the Joels, so we know that 2 years ago, the age is how much? 2 years ago, the age is 2, which means the present age. If 2 years ago, she was 2, so which means after 2 years, means the present age will be 4. Okay, so it is asking, oh, just a second. The question was saying, what was Joel's age 2 years ago if 2x years ago? Okay, sorry, my fault. So question is, what was the Joel's age 2 years ago? If 2 years ago, he was how many years old? 2 years old. So can you tell me that what is your target number now? If you plug in these number. Guys, the question is asking, what is the Joel's age 2 years ago? So if the present age is 4, which means 2 years ago, what is the age? Again 2, isn't it? So this is our target number. And all you need to do is to check the answer choices, that which one gives you the target value of 2, because the present age is 4. Okay, so 2 years ago it will be 2, isn't it? So let's see. So option A is going to give you 2, minus 2 and minus 2, because x is 1, y is 2, and so it is minus 2. That's not true. Option B will give you 2 plus 2 minus 2. So that is gonna be 2, which matches the target number. But when we do plugging in, we check all the answer choices. Option C will give you 2 minus 2 plus 2, which again is 2, again matching, okay? Option D will give you that's 2 minus 2 plus 2, which again is 2, which means the three answers are matching. So what you need to do, you just need to change your number. You just need to plug in some different number to solve this question. So I'm just going to erase all this. I'm going to take some other number that can make more sense. Let's say x is 2 and y is 3, which means 4 years ago, 4 years ago, the person was how many years old? 3 years old. So if 4 years ago, he is 3 years old, so Joel's age, you know that 4 years ago, the age is 3, which means the present age will be 3 plus 4, the present age will be 7. And the question is asking, what was Joel's age 2 years ago? So the answer is the age of the person 2 years ago. So 2 years ago, if present is 7, so 2 years ago will be 5. That's my target number. So because A was already eliminated, so now you have to check with B, C, and D. B will give you what? 2 into 2 is 4 plus 3 minus 2. So that is 7 minus 2, which is 5. Matching. Option C will give you 4 minus 3 plus 2. That is not 5. 4 minus 3 plus 2 is not 5. Option D will give you 3 minus 4 plus 2, which again is not 5. So the correct answer is option B. Okay, guys, are you getting it? How to do it? Getting the point? So see, the learning point here, it all depends on what kind of number you are taking. Okay, and one more thing that you are learning in today's class is that whenever you are using plugging in approach, you have to check all the answer choices because more than one may match. And if it matches, you just need to change your number. And this approach is useful if you are not sure about how to make the equations. Okay, if you do not know how to make the equation, use this and you will never make the questions wrong. Right? If you have any questions here, anything you want to ask, you can please ask anyone. Always try to plug in the good numbers that can make everything easy for you. Okay. Ashmita, no, it's not time consuming. Maybe you will feel it like because you are doing it for the first time. But after the class, go and do more questions like this using plugging in. Okay. You will find it very easy because you are now used to do it. So even when we learned 1, 2, 3, it was time consuming to learn it. Okay. But you have to do practice on it and everything will be easy. With more practice, you will also get to know that what is the right kind of number you should take. So everything depends on practice. My job is just to tell you what approach you can use. The more practice will make you more better using the approach. Okay, Asmita? I think has to say something. Yes, please.
Yes. So before we move further to any other questions, there is a poll that I would like you all to please answer because your feedback is very, very important to us, right? Like what you all think or how we can improve, where we can improve certainly does help a lot. So I suggest everyone to please give your poll because it's going to take only 3 seconds. And then I'll let you get back to all your questions and tips and tricks that sir is teaching. Come on, guys. It's going to take only 3 seconds, right? Okay. There are so many attendees and I can see very few answers. I would request all of you to go ahead and answer it quickly. Exactly, Vaibhav. It took 0.3 seconds. So you don't even have to worry about how much time it's taking. More time is going to consume if you don't give us the poll. Then we'll have to wait some more time to let you get back to your questions. All right, sir. You can continue with the class.
Okay, great. So let's talk about more questions and learn more, tips and tricks from there. Okay, this question on the screen, try to answer it within seconds. Now you know the ways, So The objective here is to teach you something, then make you, learn it, then you can apply it and you can see how is it working or not working. Yes, Vaibhav, I guide for everything, GRE, GMAT, CAT. So think about it, how you can answer it even without solving it algebraically. That's the point. Okay. These are the questions from SAT. Let me tell you. These are SAT questions, guys. These kind of questions appeared in the exam. So the answers are coming up. People are saying A, Nadia is saying D, Mukul A, Deepti mein. Try and error method is best. Okay. Okay, so I can see mostly people are saying A, some are saying B, and some are saying D also. So now let's talk about the right way of doing it so that everyone is on the same page. Okay. So again, looking at the question and looking at the equation is very weird. And I know that if I'm just going to solve it algebraically, it will take much time as I have to take the LCM and all those things. So question is saying if the equation is true for all value of X, what is the value of A? So question itself is saying that equation is true for all value of X. If it is true for all value of X, which means we can plug in any value of X and that will make the equation true. So why can't we plug in some value and make it more easier? Okay, because equation is true for all value of X. So what do you think? What is a good and easy number we can plug in for A so that, we can plug in for X so that we can easily find A? Okay, I think it's 0. Let's go with. Just to make my calculation easier, I'm taking 0, and some of you are also saying to take 0. So if you plug in X as 0, what do you get over here? You get that's 20 over minus 16. If I do some calculation error, please do let me know. That is equal to 0 over 4, which 0 over 4 is 0 only, right? And minus A over minus 4, right? So minus minus becomes, so that's minus 20 over 16. Minus minus is positive. So that's A over 4. So A is nothing but minus 20 over 16 into 4. And 4, 4, 16 and 4, 5, 20 because minus sign is there. So A is minus 5. So A is the correct answer, right? Getting my point? So again, now you will say, oh, 0 has worked in only one go, right? So most of the questions, when you do plugin, like plugin approach, they will give you answer in the first attempt. In some questions, maybe 2 or 3 questions, you need to plug in more than once. But this is the approach, okay? And that ensures that you are not going to make any question wrong. Okay, let's talk about this question. If the average of 2-digit number, so these all are the 2-digit number and the average is 35, then what is the value of X? Think about it. You have to just do the questions considering like you are sitting in the exam and this question appeared on the screen because these all are SAT questions and you are going to solve it within a minute. You don't have more than a minute. Rashmita, no, I don't say that it is okay to always start from 0 because again, it depends on question to question. Like the way you have seen that in one of the question we have taken 0, but there were 2 options matching. So again, we have to took X as 1, right? So that depends on question to question. And I say that when you do practice by yourself now, then you automatically get to know, looking at the question, looking at the answer, that what kind of number is good to go with so that you get your answer in one go. So generally we start with 0, 1, 2, 3. We don't go beyond 3. Okay. 0, 1, 2, 3 are good number. But that again depends on question. So it's all about practice, let me tell you. Okay, so B. Okay, many people are saying it's B, and let's check into it. So of course, I'm just not going to use any algebraic approach. The question is asking what is the value of x, and value of x is already given to us in the answers. Okay, so I'm directly going to take the help of the answers here. Value of x. Okay, now one more point let me teach you over here. So whenever you are using this approach where you are taking the help of the answers, okay, whenever you are using this approach, then always start from the middle answer. Because if you start from the middle answer, the possibility of reaching out to the right answer is more, like in less time is more. Okay. So again, I'm going to use plug in the answers, or you can say I'm going to take the help of the answers. So I'm going to start with the middle option. Let's say B or C, one of them. Let's pick 4. Okay. So if X is 4, which means the numbers are 14, 47, and 44. So these are the 3 numbers, and the average of the 3 numbers is 35. So how do you find the average of the 3 numbers? It's just sum of all the 3 numbers and divide by number of observation, which is 3. And let us check that if it is coming out equal to 35. So this is how you find the average. Okay. So 7 and 4, that's going to be 11. 11 and 4 is 15. So 1 carry, 4 and 1, 5. 5 and 4, 9. 9 and 1, 10. So 105 over 3. Is it 35? I think that's 35. All right. So this is true. So B is the correct answer. Okay. So again, make one point. The learning point over here is that if you are taking the help of the answers, always try to begin from the middle answer. Okay. Either B or C. That is the possibility of reaching down to the answers in less time. Okay. Let's talk about this question over here. Within a minute, either you can frame the equation. People who are comfortable making the equation and then doing it, they can make equation. And otherwise, again, we have numbers in the answers. And whenever you have numbers in the answer, just like the last question, you were having numbers in the answers, no? So whenever you have numbers in the answer, you can take the help of the answers. So you have 2 ways, either make the equation or take the help of answers to do it. Rachel has $50 with her. She wants to buy some burger and sandwiches. Burger is costing 5 and sandwich is costing $6. If she buys a total of 9 food items, how many sandwiches can she distribute among her friends? Arth is saying B. Okay. A, C. Guys, I think now you have the way. So at least I want you all to be on the same page. Either make the equation or use plug in the answers approach. Okay. Okay. Kanish is saying B is correct. Okay. C, B, D. Again, different answers are coming. See, so now you have to come to the conclusion that which is better, making equation or plug in the answers, which approach is better for you. So now it's my turn. So I'm not going to make equation because equation is something that you have already learned how to make in your 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th grade, right? So there is no use if I again teach you the same thing that you have learned in the school for past 4 years. So my motive is to teach you something else that can help you score better. If you're not sure about how to make the equation, okay, what you can do, you can again take the help of the answers. So the question is asking how many sandwiches she can distribute among her friends. So which means these numbers are nothing but the number of sandwiches. They are representing number of sandwiches, right? We can label the answer. And as I told you that we always need to start from the middle one. So let's start with option B. So if the number of sandwiches are 5, now what we can find? Just read the question carefully. So you know that total 9 food items were she bought. And if she bought 9 food items, out of which 5 are sandwiches, which means the remaining 4 are burgers. So which means the number of burgers is 4, has to be 4 because total are 5. Now, coming to the cost of one burger is 5, which means the cost of 4 burger, if she has bought, has to be 20. And the cost of one sandwich is 6. And if she has bought 5 sandwiches, the cost has to be 30. 6 into 5, which means the total amounts she's going to spend is 30 plus 20, that's 50. And according to the question also, she was having 50 to spend. So which means B is the correct answer. So, we really don't need to check for A, C, and D. So let me tell you, whenever you are using this plug in the answers approach, okay, whenever you are taking the help of the answers, you don't need to check for all the choices. But when you are using plugging in approach, where you were plugging in numbers by your own, when I ask you, give me number for X, you said, okay, let's plug in X as 1 or X as 2. So that's called plugging in approach. When you are using plugging in approach, then you have to check all the answer choices. But whenever you are taking the help of the answers, you don't need to check all the answer choices. As soon as you get one of the answer matching the criteria, mark it and move. Okay. So guys, this is something these kind of things we teach you in the classes. Apart from this, of course, I'm not saying that you don't need to know any concept. You also need to know concept, right? But in this class, it's not feasible for me to teach you some concepts. I can only show you some tricks and tips. So those concepts building will be in the class itself. Okay. Okay. I think now my colleague can tell you something about our course.
Yes, sir. And before we move to the course details, there's also one more poll that I would like you all to rate as well, because I want to know how the session was. Did you like the session? Was it interesting? Did you learn new things? Let me know in the chat box as well as in the poll as to how the session went. Yeah, Yash is saying amazing. All right. What about the rest of you all? How was the session? Okay. I see a lot of answers in the poll. It was fab. Loved it. Thank you, Piyush sir. Beautiful. All right, Mukul. Thank you so much. Quite beneficial. Thanks, Pavi. All right. So till you all, type in your poll answers, let me just get back to the course details. So SAT Plus course is a course of total duration of 70 plus hours, where we provide 25 live sessions of 1.5 hours each. So you have 25 sessions with our faculty members to, sit through all of what you need to get past your SAT attempt. In addition to all of this, we also provide course study material. So first of all, I would like to say something that I'm very proud of is the representative content for our class. So everything that we teach, all the slides that you're seeing, every content that you see on your screens is specifically curated by our faculty members according to what needs to be taught to the students and how they need to be taught that exact content. It's very representative to us, very unique to us. You are not going to find this anywhere else in the market. And we also provide additional study handouts and deliver the Kaplan SAT prep guide at your doorstep. So you don't have to look for additional practice guides. You don't have to look for question papers. It's all going to be there on your doorstep as soon as you join us. And in addition to all of this, we also provide 1 year of full recorded course content. What that means is every class that we teach is recorded, is uploaded on the study zone, on the student portal, and you can access it for an entire year. So even after you're done with your attempt and you're planning to give a second attempt, there's always going to be the recorded full course content with you. So you can go back to your concepts, go back to your, to your improvements or whatever you need to learn again. So that's going to be there. And in addition to all of what we're providing, we also give 33 full-length mock tests. And what better way to prepare for SAT than actually solving a paper and experiencing how it actually feels like, and how time crunch can really make you anxious about the questions, right? That's why Piyush over here is giving you so many tips and tricks, because saving time in SAT math is essential. And you're going to be practicing 33 full-length mock tests with us, and 4 of them are going to be live. So what it basically means is our faculty is going to be there with you while you're performing these 4 live proctored mock tests, so they can guide you better with detailed feedback. So where you need improvement, where your weaknesses lie, what are the strengths, which are the subjects you're actually doing good at. Everything is noted down and the feedback is given to you by our faculty itself with unlimited doubt solving sessions. So no matter what your doubt is, whenever you're having a doubt, you can just pick up the phone, contact our faculty, and they're going to be there to solve your doubt. With this, I would like to mention the batch dates. So we have a weekday batch that is starting on 14th of April, and we have a weekend batch which is starting on 16th of April. So it's going to be starting in less than 2 weeks. So now is the time to register. and we're waiting for all of you to register. Meanwhile, we can take up the questions in the chat box since I've completed the course details. Have some queries, please call me. This is Sia. I have noted down your name, Sia, and I will let my team know so that they can contact you at the latest. All right? Just give me 1 minute, everyone. We can get back to your questions as soon as I note down Sia's name. Also, anyone who's interested in joining our course can either contact us. I'm just providing the details of our contact below, or you could directly just type in your name in the chat box so I can, like, our team can guide you further with that. All right. So mentioning down other contact details. And there were questions. Okay. All right. Some tips to score better. Yes. All right. Any questions you all are having? Here are the contact details of our team. You can call us for registering, or we could call you. No other question, guys. So we could move to the surprise portion of the masterclass.
Okay, great. So,
Yeah.
so any questions? No, I don't think. Yes, Vaibhav, I said that, yeah, we have some tips for improving your scores in the exam. And the helpful tips that I can give you as of now, of course, I cannot give you all the tips because I didn't teach you everything. So, but few tips based on what I taught you is that if you want to improve your score in the exam, you have to always underline the relevant pieces of information while reading the question, because many students just read it but they don't underline it, and that is when they go and solve it, they miss some of the pieces. Okay, so it's very important to read and underline the pieces of information so that you don't make any kind of silly mistakes. Okay, the second thing is you have to apply the time tested techniques and approaches that we are discussing in our classes so that you can pace yourself well in the exam. Okay, so these kind of techniques we are talking about: plugging in, take the help of the answers, try to do elimination. So these things. Okay, and the very important point is don't panic in the exam, because I've seen many students, if they get 1, 2, or 3 questions wrong in the exam, especially in the starting of the session, okay, they feel like, oh, I'm not getting the answers, and because of that panicness, they make every question wrong, or they make mistakes in the question. So don't panic. Have confidence in yourself that, okay, I've done a lot of preparation, I know how to do it, I've done enough effort, I've given enough effort, so definitely I will be able to crack it. Okay, now maximum use of pencil and paper without skipping any steps. Many students just do it mentally, and that is where you go wrong. I hope you have also noticed it when you were doing the questions. Okay, if you do it mentally, you make mistakes. So maximum use of pencil and paper will make you accurate. The last step is read the questions carefully before marking your answer. And let's say you have done the question, you have got your answer. But before marking your answer, you have to go back and read the actual question, because while doing the question, what happens is that we get so lost in doing it that once we get the value of X or Y, we feel like that is our answer. But if you read it back again, maybe the question is asking you about the value of 2X, not X, or the question is asking about the value of X plus Y, not only the value of X. Okay, so before you are going to mark the final answer, read the actual question, that are you exactly marking what the question is asking or not. Okay, so these are some tips that if you will use, you will definitely find a great improvement in your score. So thank you so much. This is all from my side. As of now, definitely will come up again and with few more things and will make you learn more. Thank you guys. And in case you have anything to ask, this is the WhatsApp number, this is the email ID. You can call us or you can mail us.
Thank you so much, sir, for those useful tips. I'm pretty sure it's going to help you all keep in mind, like, these can be general basic tips, but it's so important to keep in mind because a lot of people panic during the exams. All right. Any other questions you all are having, or we could end the meet? We'll wait for 1 more minute for any questions you're having regarding your ICTs, regarding admissions or universities or whatever that pops up in your head. Yes, Ashmita, because there are not many questions, right? I think you all have become very, very pro at since you're attending masterclass so regularly, you already know all the doubts are cleared. So yeah. All right, no other questions, guys? Certainly, Vaibhav. Okay, I think we can end the session. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us. It was a wonderful session and hope to see you all soon in our next masterclass, which is going to be at the same time on Monday. So see you then and please take care of yourself. Thank you, everyone.